Hey everybody, thanks for coming back in. Thank you for coming. We are the Wrestling Queen Cipher. Today we have a very special guest. We have Big Daddy Adriana Mosley, and I do thank you for coming in today. She's here to share her story about her journey with endometriosis, and we're going to help her shed some spotlight because she has something that we definitely want to help her with today. Um,
You.
yeah, absolutely. And I just want to get some questions, like, we just want to get to know you and showcase how wonderful you are to everybody out there. I don't know who wants to go first. I believe let's start with Mimi, because I know Mimi had some questions for you too.
Yeah, so well, the first thing is just like, hey, we're really happy to have you on here, first of all.
Yeah.
Um, but like, so let's start here as far as like having this career right now. What does a success look like to you right now? Just like, what does it mean to you as far as like, what do you see in like your future as a wrestler?
Success to me is just reaching the people. A lot of people see success as getting a contract, which I do agree with them. I would love to have a contract in the future. But really, it's just I have like a underlying mission where I want women to see what I do, see how I look, that I'm not just a smaller female, like I'm a bigger girl. And I want women to learn how to love themselves. Like no matter how you look, no matter how much you weigh, no matter what background you come from, you can you can be beautiful. Beauty comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors.
Yes, absolutely. Like I know like all of us are here for that mission specifically. Like that's
Yeah.
why we love you. We've been, like keeping up with you, like just kind of looking into your pages and things. So yeah, we're all here like on the same level for sure with that. Love that.
Yeah. And then we can just go around. I know we had Mimi. I remember Mimi, Caitlin, Pay. Is that what we discussed before
Um,
in the chat?
I think
Oh
so.
wait.
Or it was like me, Pay, Kayla.
Okay, we can do that then.
However y'all want to do it.
Okay. Pay, would you like to go next?
Sure. Give me one sec. I'm sorry. I was having some trouble with my lighting. I'm so sorry. So it seems like you do bring a strong sense of yourself to your work, but how do you make sure you, Adriana Mosley, does not, you know, become Big Daddy Adriana? Like, how do you keep them separate and not get consumed by something that you are doing and every day that it doesn't take you over and you still keep parts of yourself?
I think just setting boundaries with myself, remembering who I am. Another thing that I do is I meditate a lot. I don't know if anybody's into it, shadow work. Um, that's like a big one. Whereas like even though with my gimmick, it's a lot of, dark stuff. It's crazy psych. I cannot talk today. I'm so sorry, y'all. Psychological stuff. Just remembering who I am. I kind of sometimes have to write it down because you can get lost in yourself, in this persona that you put out there and this other person. So I think um I just have to write down reminders like this is not me. This is who I am. Um, and then sometimes I gotta take a step back. I also take some time off from wrestling sometimes to kind of breathe and take that time to, remember.
Okay, that's great. Let's see. Go ahead, Kayla.
Well, first of all, thank you for being our guest today. I know you were speaking earlier about being a thicker girl, and I love a thick queen personally. It can be a tough industry to break into, though, especially when you don't look like what the status quo women in the industry look like, especially in the past. So, what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced in getting into the industry?
One of the biggest challenges was an eating disorder. Um, I was a bulimic, well, still I have some times where it's triggered. I was dealing with bulimia where I would see someone, I see like I'm trying to think who I was watching. I would see women's wrestling and I'm like, I'm not skinny like that. And I would get upset because I would be like an emotional eater. And then I would feel bad and then I would regurgitate my food. So that was like a big one. Um, Another one was feeling insecure about myself, um, like the gear that I was having, and then like looking at my pictures and seeing like just kind of like cringing. But those were, I think the biggest one was just like my eating disorder that I went through. But then I had to fight through it and remember um, that people love me for who I am. They love that. And just remembering that I have an aura whenever I walk in the room. I catch the attention. I'm not like everybody. You know how they say with Nia Jax, I'm not like most girls. Yeah, it was kind of like that. So I had to remember Nia Jax actually, Lena actually helped me overcome that because when she steps into the ring, when she walks down the ramp, she demands everybody's attention. So if she can do that, I know I could have done that.
Okay. Well, see, kind of leaning into that, I want to ask, like, what is something like you wish more people knew about your character, more people knew about, like, I want to say in general, like women of color in independent wrestling.
Um, I wish they knew how beautiful they are. I wish they knew how strong they can be, um how they can really make a mark on this business. Um, I see Lash Legend, Naomi, Jada Parker, um, and I love how now that WWE is becoming more diverse, where everybody was like, "Oh, WWE, you got to be blonde hair, blue eyes, you got to be skinny, you got to look like this, you got to look like that." But now you got the sisters in there. We got my sisters in there, and they're killing it. They're bringing a whole brand new flavor to the wrestling industry.
Yeah, definitely. Um, who was that? It's Mimi, right? I mean, we have a.
Yeah, yeah. If y'all want to keep
Okay.
going around, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we could do it.
I guess to kind of play off of that too, as far as like I'm sure you see like a lot of the conversation right now about trying to um be able to showcase black talent more, especially black women. And it's kind of like, what do you feel like? I guess especially with the indies, because I don't know how different it would be considering comparison in comparison to the larger promotions. But like, do you see things that they could do better to kind of help showcase you guys more and to kind of bring more fans to the events, to bring more black kids, to these events to kind of watch? Like, is there something you're seeing on your end? You're like, y'all could do this better, or you could do this more, or kind of add this.
As far as like promoters doing like a better job,
Hmm.
okay. I think if they showcase, um, that they gave them better storylines. If you gave Black women or women of color better storylines, um, I feel like it would reach more to the Black community. Because with us, like we love a good cup of tea. We love a good story. Like if anybody knows Tyler Perry, man, like you
Yeah.
you're gonna catch our attention. So if you gave us something where we could, we'll be sitting back like, I know she didn't. Like you mess somebody over. Oh, you better get her, girl. Do something like that. Show us, like, because we can tell a story now. We can tell a story. So let us tell our story.
Absolutely. Need to have like so I used to grab Tyler Perry, just be a guest writer and just see what happens. Just out of
Yeah.
curiosity. Just put him in there for a day and let's just see what comes out of that. I
Mm-mm.
totally agree with that. Yes.
Kayla?
Well, going back to kind of you mentioned Nia Jax was someone that influenced you. So outside of her, though, are there any other influences that you had, whether it be someone who's on the main roster or someone else who's an indie wrestler, or even someone from your culture, your background? Is there anyone else who influenced you in getting into wrestling, and how did they influence you?
Faye Jackson. Uh, she, like anybody knows her, she's a play, like she was on like, I'm sorry, Mama Faye, if I butcher this. I know she did like Playboy, and Faye is a thicker woman. I remember Faye had told me, she was like, I already done the work. Now y'all need to carry on like my legacy. She's like, because I'm tired of this business. But um, yeah, Faye was a big one. She's inspirational. She does her thing, and she doesn't let her size stop her for anything. You need her to do a dive, she'll do a dive. You need her to do something crazy in the ring, she'll do it. And she demands people's attention. But yeah, she was like a big one that really influenced me in this business.
Okay, perfect. And then, Paige, did you have a question you want to ask her?
I do. As a this is it's off my little script, but as a thicker woman, because I am myself a thick, tall woman, did you think, like you spoke on your appearance and how it made you feel in Nia Jax? Because honestly, Nia Jax was a big inspiration for me when I first seen her. Because I was in high school when she debuted, and I was like, okay, it's this. I thought she was black, y'all. I was like, it's this big. I was like, it's this tall plus size black girl wrestling. I was like, it's
Uh-oh.
Hold up,
Did she
Paige.
leave?
Hold on. No, I think
you.
her there you go.
I'm sorry, my mom called me. I- But it just gave me this new sense. And like, do you feel like somewhere deep down you have given that sense to someone else younger looking up to you who maybe want to pursue wrestling, who maybe just was like, I'm not fit, I can't fit in, but then they see you. Like, how does that make you feel within yourself that you're what Nia Jax was to you?
Yeah, I actually had a couple of girls hit me up. There was like one, I call her my Lily Bug. Lily saw me down in Virginia, and ever since then, because she's a bigger female, she's like, I want to do what you do so bad, but I'm a bigger girl. I was like, girl, do you see the crazy crap that I do? And you see how big I am? Like, I was like, I was almost 300 pounds, and I was doing this thing. Another girl, she just actually hit me up. She's in the California area. And she's like, I really want to do wrestling, but I'm afraid that this wrestling school won't accept me because I'm a bigger girl. And I had to tell her again, I was like, look, I was big. I was almost 400 pounds and I still did it. I was like, you can do it. Just push through it and show people that it doesn't matter what size you are. I'm like, and the thing is also, I feel like, and it's nothing against these bigger guys, but I'm like, you see these big dudes doing it here, out here. Like when Ace Romero was bigger, he was doing it. I'm like, don't let these bigger guys upshow us. Show them that the girls can do it too.
I love it.
Sorry. Um, wow, okay. I do have a question, and if it's too much, definitely let me know. Like, is there when it comes to health, is there anything you wish women of color would do more, or we had like a bigger conversation about like today? Like, do you wish there was more conversation about anything in particular?
Yeah, I wish that we would go to the doctor more. We get checkups. And I work in the medical field as well. So I see like both sides. And like with like my condition, I wish I had gone sooner. Um, but I had so much going on where it's like I'm putting it to the side. That's one thing I didn't want to miss was like wrestling because 1 or 2 weeks in wrestling or even a couple months in wrestling is like years. So that's one thing that we're like afraid of is missing time and missing opportunities. Um, but like I was having a conversation with somebody about this, um, where doctors are quick to like look at somebody and be like, it's just because like let's say for example, um, like a friend of mine, she went to the doctor, she struggles with PCOS and she was having more health issues. And the doctor was like, well, it's just because you're overweight. Just looks at her and tells her, oh, it's just because you're big. And she's like, so you're not going to do any kind of testing. I wish they weren't, I wish women of color weren't more afraid to go to the doctor and to get checkups. But I understand why they don't. It's because we get judged
Hmm.
and it shouldn't be like that. And it breaks my heart to see stuff like that. Um, it really breaks my heart.
Right. Um, did anybody want to follow up, Mimi?
Um, yeah, I mean, hearing all of that hits home a lot because I know a lot of times going to the doctor and it's like you tell them things specifically. Like, I have nurses in my family, so I'm like, let me use the right terminology so you hear me. And at the end of the day, they're like, oh no, if you just lose a little weight, and then you come back and it's like, who knows what's wrong? I might be gone before I'm able to drop all the weight. And I know for me personally, it's not so much I wasn't taking it serious. I was like, oh, I'm young, I'm still moving, I'm fine. But then, it's like my grandmother passed with an issue that we didn't even know was in the family, anything wrong with her. And it was just like that kind of lit the fire under me. Like, she used to always tell me, just go to the doctor, baby. Just go. It's gonna be fine. You're fine. You just need to go. And I was like, I don't like the doctor. And so it's like, after that happened, I was going to the doctor with her, and I was just like, okay, she passed. I'm like, I just gotta go. So like I've been going to checkups regularly and just kind of, the weight thing. But I'm in there like I'm not leaving until you tell me either I'm good or something else. Cause it's like if you sit there and tell me that my weight is the problem, it's like you're just adding to the issue with us. That's why you don't see us in here, because we're like, something's gonna happen to us anyway, and y'all obviously don't care because you're just looking at me like, oh, you're just overweight. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, no, you're good. But yeah, it's just like, no, you'll be fine. Like,
Yeah, I see that a lot. Like when I had to kind of step in. Like when it comes to other people's business, usually like I let them handle that because I know it's like how do I say it? Um, I'm trying to say it in like a way that it won't like come off wrong. But I know with when it comes to like darker people, sometimes when they see somebody like me, um, they think that we don't struggle as much as them, whereas we kind of do, and I kind of understand. Um, but I remember I was at like a dental office, and this woman was giving this black woman it's like kind of like a hard time because she had Medicaid, and she kind of looked down on her about that. And I had to stop her like, look, it doesn't matter what kind of insurance she has. It's kind of like, oh yeah, of course she has Medicaid because she's black. I don't like that because there's white people that have Medicaid too. Okay, like everybody for that, and even if they have Medicaid, there's no judgment there. They took that step to get themselves covered so they can see a doctor. But like you don't need to judge her. Like she's coming in here, she's just trying to get her stuff. She's trying to figure out what's going on here. And that's it. Because you don't have to treat her different than anybody else because she has state-funded insurance. But it's it's horrible how people of color are treated. It's disgusting. It makes me sick.
yeah.
Yeah, Kayla, what's your thoughts on that?
My apologies. I could barely hear some of what she was saying. I don't know if it's my mic or not, but to just further add to that, because my mom's on me now about like, oh, go to the doctor and like get your physicals, get your checkup, and it's like I get it, but then like you go to these doctors and like yeah, they just kind of write you off. They don't, even if you are, and I feel like I'm perfectly healthy right now, but even if like you're feeling some type of way, it's like, well, you are still, a little, and I'm a heavier woman, not as heavy as I used to be, but still, it's like, well, you're not exactly the weight you should be for your height or whatever the case may be. So, if you lose a few more pounds, you should be okay. And it's like, well, not every issue is related to your weight. Some things can just be genetic, and if you just take the time to listen, then we could find that out. So I just feel like I don't know what the answer is to that. I think that's a much bigger discussion to have, but I wish they would listen to us more instead of just writing us off.
Yeah. One of the best doctors I know, she's from West Africa, and her name is Valerie.
Hold on, Adriana, your
And
mic's just a little muffled. I'm sorry.
can you hear me now? I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Let me see. Oh, that's fine. Because it wasn't in my headphones. My bad. Can you hear me now?
It's a little better, but it's like,
Let me see. Can you hear me?
yeah, is it just me?
No, I'm hearing
No,
a little muffled
it
too on
still
my
sounds a
side
little
too.
muffled to me.
Okay, okay. Um, you should be
Can you hear me
fine. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
now? Okay, I had to turn my mic up. I'm sorry. Um, so one of the best doctors I know, her name is Valerie, and um, she's from West Africa, and I love how she makes people feel comfortable. She listens to everything that they got going on. Like I remember I told her I was having an issue, and she's like, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do."
I'm
Like,
sorry, babe. You're muffled again.
am I? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's better. Okay. I don't know what's going on with my headphones. But so there's like this doctor that I know. Her name is Valerie, and I love how she makes me feel comfortable. Um, Whenever I would have like an issue, even if it was so small, um, she'd be like, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna order you some labs. We're gonna order you some imaging. In the meantime, while you're waiting, because it does take a imaging takes forever to get scheduled. But she's like, for the meantime, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna prescribe you. If you need anything else, call me." And like she'll even look for more if you're more holistic, because you know how a lot of doctors, they want to prescribe you everything. She'll go for like a more holistic route. So I love that. I love when doctors sit down, they listen to your concerns, and they actually see you as a person, not just a medical record number or just another person that's walk in. Because some, like I've dealt with that before, where it's just like, okay, well, whatever. So yeah.
And as someone who battles PCOS, like I've been with me, that's how I felt because I don't go to doctors unless I absolutely have to because I was sick of them telling me you're fine, just lose weight when I know there was something wrong. And for me, it happened when I was a teenager and I was getting these headaches. And I kept going to doctors and they were like, you're fine, you're just a little overweight. It was probably just a migraine, you're fine. And they kept pushing me off until my nurse practitioner, who was a black woman, was like, something's wrong because you've been complaining and it's not getting fit. So obviously something's wrong. And she referred me to a neurologist who literally looked at me and within 5 minutes was like, yeah, I can see what's wrong. Like they was like, you have pseudo tumor. They was like, you have this fluid building up behind your brain that's pushing the pressure on your head. And they was like, we can fix it. And that was the thing. It took months of going to a doctor. And like I said, I was a teenager. I was still like a junior, senior year. So you mean to tell me like I went through all of that for it to be solved within a few hours? because somebody finally listened to me.
Yeah.
and 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 then even now, like with fighting PCO, it's the same thing. Like I remember I've been on birth control since I was 15. I asked him like, hey, this is a long time to be on birth control. Will I be able to have kids? And for him to be like, we don't know. What you mean you don't know?
Don't.
Like I was like, I was like, what you mean? He was like, it just depends. Like he was like, sometimes infertility can come with PCOS. I said, yeah, but I'm speaking on being on birth control for
Mhm.
10 plus years. Like that's a long time.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, when you're ready, we'll cross that line when it's time to see. And I was like, you're not making sense, sir. I need to know. And and I've lost weight and stuff like that, but it just felt like you said I was never looked at as a person with concerns. Like it was always to lose weight, you'll be fine. And I
Mhm.
was like, but sometimes weight has nothing to do with it because what I'm complaining about has nothing to do with my weight.
Yeah.
And it just constantly has always been that. And even when I got my gallbladder removed, the first thing, like that took forever because they kept saying, you just need to lose weight. Bro, I cannot eat without having to go to the bathroom. Something is seriously wrong. And literally, once again, went to the emergency room. And shout out to that little Indian doctor. Don't know his name, but he was like, "Yeah, it's dead. I can take it right now. What's good?" And I was like, "Oh wait, I gotta go." Like that's exactly how he was. He was like, "I can take it right now if you want me to."
The doctor
Excuse
said,
me.
And I was like, "Wait, I gotta go to work. Like you gotta, I gotta get prepared." And he was like, "Okay." But like that's what I was like. But it's always been people of color who've looked at me and been like, "Yeah, something wrong. We need to look into
Mhm.
Yeah.
it."
I'm while we're talking, I'm trying to connect this to TikTok. Like, so Adrian, I don't know if you know the battle we've been having for about a month now. I've been trying to stream. It's very simple. I just want to be on TikTok and YouTube with it. That is it. You would have thought I was trying to break bread like in the middle of the Red Sea or something. Like it has been an absolute pain in the butt. And I'm like, I reached out to other content creators and I'm like, what is this? Like, and everybody's using different software. So I don't want to go into it too much, but long story short, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there, I promise y'all.
got you. Hold on. Because I had the same issue. You run on Stream Elements,
StreamYard.
StreamYard. Uh, I run on Stream Elements, but there's like this subscription that I have. It lets me stream on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and something else,
Okay.
and Facebook, and Instagram. I have. Sorry, I have my
It's okay.
computer here. Let me see, because I don't be gatekeeping nothing.
Because it gives me those options, but I'm like, I don't want all that. I just want TikTok and YouTube. Like eventually I want us to be on Twitch or something, but like something.
There could be like a setting where it says because I know with Stream Elements
Hmm.
it'll pop up like before when I click go live, it'll pop up like this little box and it'll say, all right, what do you want? Basically, what do you want to stream on? And then I'll click whether if I want to just stream on like Twitch or if I want to stream on both Twitch and YouTube or if I want to
Okay.
just do Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. So I don't know. I don't really know StreamYard like that, but I know there's definitely an option because I've done it before with podcasts.
Yeah. Hold on. I think I might have it. Let me see. I don't want to do.
Because I know there's like an option on StreamYard where you can link your stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But you know what? Like I said, one day.
They want to be difficult.
Right. Right. Oh my. So I know and I apologize for not asking sooner, Adriana. I know we've discussed AEW before. Do you watch WWE also? Because I have questions for you.
Mm,
Okay, okay. Because if you don't mind, I want you to join us in this conversation about the shenanigans from yesterday. Um, where do y'all want to start? Because I want to start with the last 10 minutes?
Let me get my glass on.
Now let me get my glasses on.
I could read something.
Oh Lord. Yeah, but I just want to say like for him to for him to do that, I had to tell my husband because my husband he's only been watching wrestling for like a year,
Mhm.
maybe 2 years, so he didn't understand the levels of the diss that Cena did to CM Punk, and I'm like, it's level to this shit. Like I felt like y'all was trying to explain Euphoria. Yeah, but
And
yeah, but I'm opening it up to everybody. I mean, it's not just I don't want to just like one at a time. Like, what do y'all think?
that was so disrespectful. That was just like
Yeah,
my face the whole time was just like, are y'all seeing this? Are y'all seeing this?
yeah,
I have my cup of tea. I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing.
yeah. And that now that's long term storytelling. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, done right. I do think that's right. I don't know, Adrian. I got a question for you as a wrestler. Do you feel like, and I don't want to badmouth another company, but do you feel like sometimes long term storytelling is maybe like a used as a scapegoat kind of term? Like if like, just in case, like, okay, we're not quite sure what direction we're gonna go in, so we're gonna use the term long term storytelling.
Yeah, because sometimes like things happen behind the scenes where, ow, where like with like Mariah May, um, or even like what's her name, Harley Cameron. Sorry, Harley. Um, they kind of use, oh well, we got something down the line for you, which I mean, in some cases yes, but then also it's just like, yeah, we don't know where we're gonna put you yet, kind of thing. But I'm like, how I see it is, okay, well, if you say that it's long term and you using me still, then that's all that matters to me. Shoot, I still getting paid, but yeah, like as long as I get my paycheck, my direct deposit comes in, I don't care.
I feel like long term storytelling is actually perfect for John's retirement tour because we got to think that's 20 years he didn't put in the game with legends. So
Yeah,
like to see them stories come to a another conclusion after we thought they had ended, it's really like it's actually kind of like heartwarming because with CM Punk and John, even this story, you'd be like, damn, like who would have thought we would see this again? Like we
Hmm.
watched it as kids and now we're seeing it again as adults and being like, this is crazy. And watching the tables turn.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it with John, especially with him and Randy, because that was just like as a kid, I couldn't stand Randy Orton. I'm sorry, like
hmm,
he was handsome, but oh, every time he was on my TV, he got on my nerves. Anyone who went against John Cena, I didn't like. Now as an adult, it's like okay, I get it, but I also feel like outside of John and maybe a few other people, like not everything needs to be long term storytelling. Like
yeah,
they're letting the let them cook um, thing be a bit too much. Everything don't have to cook that long. Like you could have like a 3 month storyline, tell a solid story, and then move on to something else. I think some things just kind of drag a bit too
yeah.
long.
I
Yeah.
agree because I'm like, when you um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Um, Sometimes I feel like they drag stuff out a little too long, and then people get bored with it. But I feel like some of the best fights happen when they're short. Like you give that girl, like you talk a little crap, you give that girl that perfect two-piece combo, and she knocked out. You're gonna be talking about for a while, like, oh, you see her get hit like after two punches, and she was talking all that. Yeah, nah, she ain't as tough as she says she is. Whereas like you just hear people talking, and they're talking and talking. All right, when y'all gonna fight? When it's gonna end? People get bored with that. So sometimes it's best to just keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the conversation. I feel like we've had it all the time where it's like not everything has to be this big, in depth storyline with these deep character arcs and all this stuff. It's like, even if you just need to build some type of like rivalry to lead to a pay-per-view, have the pay-per-view be the end and then be done and start over
Yeah.
with, then it's like that's perfectly cool. And like when it comes to Cena, I'm on a different plane with that. I've never been a
Oh, we
Cena
didn't lost our
girl.
girl.
Oh, what happened? What happened? Y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
No, but like Cena, like I've never been a Cena girl, like never. Now, still not, but it's like it's cool to kind of see maybe he might turn into
Y'all hear
somebody that
me?
I'm like, okay, I'm with you. What happened?
It says I having trouble connecting.
No, I can hear
Yeah, no,
you.
yeah, still
You
hear
hear
you.
me? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you good. But
But just to piggyback off what Mimi said, like to me, I don't watch AEW, but this particular storyline I did, which was Mariah May and Tony Storm, that to me was perfect short like storytelling. That thing lasted what, like 2, 3 months tops,
Yeah.
and then they
mhm,
had that banger of a match, and that was the end.
exactly.
Literally.
Yeah, it's just some, it doesn't call for it. It's like it's not taking away from creative. It's just like if you are in creative, then you should be able to have the eye to see like, okay, well, this don't need to be that long because it doesn't make sense. And I mean, you're already complaining about people's attention span. So what you think gonna happen if you drag something out?
Yeah. I agree.
Mhm.
Now, what do you guys think of Mercedes Monet winning all these belts?
I have a love hate for it.
I did too. I'm not bad mouthing her or anything, but I think logical about a lot of things. I'm like, all right, she winning all these belts, right? Who's she going like? How's she going to drop all these belts? I'm like, you picking up all these belts from like um different companies and stuff. And it's like how wrestling is like they don't necessarily, when you have like championships, they don't want your champion to like fall. So it's like, all right, you're the CML women's champion, you're New Japan stronghold champion, you're some, I forget what else she is, but it she better not take Tony's title. I swear she better not take Tony's title. I'm gonna be hot because I'm like, no, I'm not hating on her, but girl, no, because
To me, it would be so much better if you was at least defending them. You
yeah,
don't you don't defend them. You're just holding them. And that's why I was like, I feel bad. And I be thinking it almost give me the equivalent. Y'all remember when Brock Lesnar came back, won the title, then disappeared for like a year?
yeah,
That's what it's giving. It's giving I want it's giving it's given. I won these titles. I'm not going to defend them. I'm gonna disappear with them. But that's not fair to the other people. That's not fair to the women of the new Japan. You know, in Japan, that's not fair to these other women who you won the title. Now we don't. We over here basically permanent mid carders until you decide to give them back.
yeah. Always like a first. Oh, we're gonna go for a first contenders champion for the championship. Okay, okay. So when's she gonna defend it?
Mhm.
When's she gonna drop it? Because like I mean,
Yeah.
I'm all for people being successful and stuff, but I'm just thinking like logically, how are you gonna do all this? It's just gonna be what storyline? What is the purpose of you giving her these belts if she's not defending them against people? Like she's wrestling, but for what championship? And what storyline are you going to go with this? Because I mean, I kind of feel bad for her in a sense because she doesn't really have a story. It's just, oh, I'm going to a new company, I'm winning a belt. That's cool,
Hmm.
but what is your purpose? You're a CEO. You're supposed to be a badass bitch. Oh, excuse my language. You're
No,
supposed to
you
be
good.
bad.
You good.
You're,
No, but for real, like you call yourself the Beyonce of wrestling. Yeah, baby, Beyonce on tour. I don't see you
yeah,
on no tour. I don't see
Exactly.
you defending no titles. Like I
yeah,
was like, you don't do nothing with them. And that's what I think is starting to irritate me because I'm happy to see a black woman be on top. I love it. But I'm also
Hmm.
like, okay, you're on top. Now show them why you're on top. Like you're not showing us why you deserve to be up there. And then it's almost too, you're literally becoming what you hated in WWE. You are literally becoming the thing that you said you hated. You have all these titles, they're giving you these titles, and then apparently they're giving you the titles because you're talking about I'm gonna quit if I don't get it. That's such childish behavior. And you're literally becoming what you hated about WWE. And why can't you yourself see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of, because I hear a lot of different opinions about Mercedes. I know she has all these belts. I haven't exactly followed her journey up until this point, but considering that she is where she is, and she's one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid, women's wrestler, has it gotten to a point where maybe, or you guys' opinion, is she bigger than WWE at this point?
Um, Money sense, yeah. That's why like I saw like a lot of the girls on the WWE roster were kind of like Charlotte Flair, for example. She's like, I need to have a contract just like Mercedes. And it's like, okay, well, we talk about two different budgets, baby. Like, and I feel like I feel like she's bigger as far as financially, but story wise and character wise, no. They're not really doing anything with her. She'll defend like the belt, she'll have like a match, but she's like all over the place. And I hope that she understands and figures that out soon, because it's like you have no purpose behind these belts. You're just being handed stuff. And with like a champion fights for the championship. They show why they're defending it. They have a story behind why they defended it. It's not like I walk through the door, I look good, I have a look to me, and they just want to make me as their champion because I have the name. So they're just, it's kind of like setting her up for failure as a character.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
I mean, eh, I feel bad because, like I was saying yesterday, like I'm not mad at the fact. I'm not mad in the same reason a lot of people are trying to be mad. Like I feel like what a lot of people in the IWC is selective outrage because, like, from a fan standpoint, I feel like, and I hate to clock it like this, but if it was a Rhea or if it was a Charlotte or a Becky and she was running around with six belts, I feel like half the people wouldn't be having the conversation from a certain perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like I see as far as like other women having opportunities. Now that part makes sense. But it's all the forced hate behind Mercedes Monet. That's what I can't get down with.
Yeah, they're hating her because I mean, I've watched her since she was like Sasha Banks at in NXT, and she was just like a little thing. I mean, she still is little, but um when nobody really knew her, and then just seeing where she was, I loved her when she was at New Japan. When she left WWE and went to Japan and was doing her thing, I was like, you go on ahead. But then with AEW, like they kind of just threw her in there, and they were just giving her stuff. They didn't give her a reason to build herself up, whereas everybody else was trying to fighting to get a storyline, fighting to get somewhere in the business. Whereas with her, it's just, oh, we're just gonna give it to you. But
I really feel like AEW did that because they was losing so many people at a rapid rate back to WWE. Like I
yeah,
honestly like love her down. I really do. And I do understand what Ladybug was saying about the unnecessary hate. Because if it was somebody else, they would have looked at it. But my thing is I feel like with AEW, they seen the opportunity and they seen the cash grab and was like, okay, we need that. Because let's be honest, you losing all your biggest stars almost every year. Like at a rapid rate, you're losing one to two of your biggest stars within months of each other. And they're going back to WWE. So of course you're failing. Your company is failing right now. And that's how you see it. And you try to save it. So we're going to use this person and do it. And we'll give her whatever she wants as long as she keeps people coming back. But now it's getting stale because people were like, okay, she got all these championships. When she gonna defend them? Why she get to see if she just carrying around six belts and you're not doing nothing with them? It's not making no
No.
sense.
No, and then I'm curious too. I've seen like the most recent conversation is like I'm sure y'all had seen everybody was like, no, she has full creative control over her story. And now everybody was like, no, she does not. Like she does not have as much creative control as y'all think. And it's like that's kind of the back and forth. And I'm like, I'm curious, but either way, somebody's gonna have to sit down and be like, okay, we need a plan now. Because we have all of this, but it's like, okay, you can't just, it's not just A to Z. something has to happen in between, because there's no way she's going to be able to keep those for an extended amount of time. And kind of like what you were saying, Pay, about how they keep losing wrestlers, is like she gonna run out of competition at
Mhm.
some point, because everybody that you think should be a contender for her to drop those belts, a lot of them are jumping ship, or they're getting let go, or whatever it is. And it's just like, y'all wait too long, she ain't gonna have nobody left to
Mhm.
defend them things against. And of course, I'm sure they're probably going to use the same excuse, like, oh, no, 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 like, we got a story, it's coming, like, okay,
Like
yeah,
when?
right, like, timelines, storylines, timelines, there has to be an end at some point. You can't leave it open-ended forever. Like, something has to shake. But and honestly, I honestly don't know why this was funny to me, but I saw like her latest win, and she was, they were helping her hold all the belts up, and she's doing it, and one just fell, and she was just like,
Yes.
"Hey, kept it pushing." I'm like, girl,
Yes.
like,
Like
I
give
get it, but come on. Like, oh
I
Lord.
kind of hope Tony Storm is her first loss, though. I don't want her to take that belt off Tony.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't either.
Yeah, I love Tony Storm. Tony Storm puts like a I'm not Tony Storm puts a story behind that belt. Like when she went for it, she won it. And then when she lost it to Mariah May, she fought back up to get that belt. There's blood behind that belt. So with Mercedes, it's not the same. She's like, yeah, I did a cool trick off the top rope and then I won the belt. Okay, cool. Like Stephanie, oh my God, Stephanie. When she took that belt off of Stephanie, I was like, but um when she did all that, it was like not it. They were building something up to that. It was just like, oh, I'm reaching out to you, I'm taking your belt, and then it was just like one match and it was done. They built a little bit up to it, but it wasn't like really like a story behind it. So, and she's not defending it. It's like it puts everybody out, and it's like they're just sitting there like sitting ducks because they have no purpose. It's like, oh, you're gonna go for the you're gonna be the first contender for the belt. It's like, okay, cool. Next show you're going to be first contender for the belt. Okay, when am I going to actually like go against the champion? It's a headache.
I've been
Yeah, you
number one
can't have
contender for 7 months. When I'm gonna get that
For
belt?
real.
right. Like, you can't have your whole roster on one person's schedule. Like, you can't do that.
Can you picture cutting a promo for 7 months and it's you saying you're the number one contender?
I'll be so fed up. I'm like,
It's every promo you cut because I'm the number one contender. Not that you're a champion, that you're just the number.
I'll be like, yeah, I've been the contender for, you know what? Never mind. I'm so sick. Give it to somebody else.
Right. I don't even want it no more.
I
I'm
don't even
tired.
no more. I'm not even going to see the belt. Not even going to touch it.
Had to make a whole nother belt, just like a contender belt. Like, just hold on to this.
That would make me.
Just
This
that's
is
what
this.
I'm saying. Like, you're gonna piss people off. Like, for real. Like, just here.
I'll be like, you know what? I love you, Mercedes, and all that. I think I love seeing like black women successful, but girl, like there's gotta be a point in time where it's like, yeah, you got these belts, and I'm a multiple champion, but you gotta put some meaning behind that, girl. Like you gotta make a story out of it. You gotta say, okay, I get it. Thank you for all these belts. I'm appreciative, but what am I gonna do with them? Like, because I agree with the unnecessary hate. Some people, they see somebody successful and they just want to hate for no reason because there's some nasty people with some nasty ways out there. But as far as like the other stuff, I mean, I can get it. It's just like, all right, cool. You got your belts. You can barely hold them because you're so tiny. What you gonna do with that? But it's gonna make people not want to watch it anymore because they're gonna tired of seeing her get her like just win all the time. You gotta lose. You gotta lose a couple times.
Hey guys, guess what?
You
You
found
got
it.
it.
We got it. It's
Yay.
the waiting everybody on TikTok. That's crazy. Uh, well, it took what 7 episodes, but it's cool. It just took Adriana coming on. That's all it took.
See,
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was the missing factor.
Right. Right.
streamer, come on.
Make sure everybody's on here. Oh, am I missing? Oh well, I honestly don't care. Jesus. Okay. But I want to touch base on. We're not talking about our truth. I mean, I think his character's coming so far, and I have like a prediction. I don't know if it's a prediction, maybe obvious on what they're doing with his character. Like I've talked to a few other people about it, and I feel like they're gonna still have our truth, but it's gonna be like it's like kind of like a Moon Knight type of thing. It's gonna be like one of his personalities.
Yeah, I've seen somebody mention that too, where it's like y'all remember his backstage segment. I guess that was last week when he was talking to Nick, and it was
Hmm.
like before Nick approached him, he was having a conversation.
With little
Right.
Jimmy.
Yeah, so it was like it's possible. Now I will say the only thing I understand what he's doing. I'm happy for the destruction. I really am. But I was kind of sad that he went after Kit like that yesterday, because I'm just like I get it. I
Hmm.
understand somebody got to be collateral damage. I get it, but I was like, Kit, no. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
y'all
whole
already
match.
fed
That
Kit to Haiku Leo last week. You fed him to that man last week, and you got all that.
oh
I'm like, kid, though. Okay. Oh,
Is it bad? I feel like with me, this is my prediction for it. So okay, this was my OG. I'm gonna give y'all my OG prediction, but how I think it might go. So
okay.
my one of our OG predictions was when the Miz was getting chased by the Wyatts before they went missing for all them months. I was telling people, I said, what if it's funny that they're chasing after the Miz and like the only and they'll stop because literally our truth just asked them to. Because the whole thing they started chasing him was because he turned on our truth. And I was like, what if that's as simple as it is? And like the Miz apologizes to our truth means and be like, just please ask them, leave me alone. He be like, okay. And like it was
yeah.
that simple. But now why do I feel like with truth being the heel and doing this, why do I feel like when the Miz come back, he gonna be like, you just gotta chill out, man. It's okay. Cause I understand, like I feel like it's because you got betrayed by the Miz and you got betrayed by John Cena. Like he was fed up. So why do I feel like it's gonna be the Miz coming back and being like, you just gotta calm down. And I'm sorry. Like him apologize. And our truth be like, you're right. I've been
I don't
tripping.
know.
Go
Cause
back to
Right.
Miz,
normal.
no, cause Miz turned on him too. I still got beef with Miz over that.
Me
Mm-mm.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't have to do my boy like that.
He
Yeah.
did not. Did not. But it was funny when he got snatched up in the bus, like in the background. You just saw them grab him and pull him in the bus. I was like, I'm sorry for laughing, but you kind of had that one coming. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And you know what? I think I brought him up and I'm sorry to change the subject so quickly again. But we need to start a segment called maybe Missing in Action or have like a milk carton up for a couple people. Cause like Adriana, I'm a huge Roman fan, and like I know everybody's like SummerSlam, 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 but I'm like, are we sure? Like, because what happened to the element of swerve? Like swerving the storyline, giving a storyline that's A, not predictable, B, all these rumors are hurting my feelings, and I'm like, y'all keep messing with me. But then like I know a lot of it can be noise. Like if you go back, didn't they have like a injury rumor about Rhea right before she returned?
Yep.
So I'm like, well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just something to get everybody distracted.
I think he'll be back Night of Champions.
I want him to.
I feel like
Mm.
Seth gonna try to cash in and Roman gonna stop it and he's gonna ruin his cash in.
It makes sense. It makes fucking sense. But everybody's like, no, it's gonna be SummerSlam. For what?
Yeah, I don't know what the big thing about SummerSlam. Like I get it, but it's like it. And then too, with it being 2 nights, it's just like no, we're not doing that. We need one big night for
Hmm.
something big to happen, and for him to come and do what he does best and wreck shit and leave. That's what he does.
Yeah,
Let
like
him
he.
come do that, and then
Hmm.
that's it.
I mean, he could have a match at SummerSlam. I'm not saying he can have a match, but I'm just saying, like, does that have to be again where he returns? Because when that didn't that what happened last year?
That's exactly what happened
What,
last year.
what if he comes back SummerSlam to bring the family back together? Because it's gonna be
Oh
family
no.
versus family again.
No, 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 no more family. No, no.
Only no. The only way that's gonna need to happen is if he can actually try to fix his mouth to apologize. We've been waiting on that damn apology for how long?
Thank you.
I
Thank you. I
I
said they
wrote
gonna
the
do
therapy.
everything but apologize.
I wrote the therapy statement. I just need them to pick it up. This guy shouldn't have to take the family therapy.
Because I've been like, Yeet is not an apology, and I'm
He-
a big Roman fan. I am, but I was like, I'll be damn, sir. If we go through this again, you're like, I'm Roman. I don't give a damn. I'm sorry.
How y'all feel
Four.
about how y'all feel about Jacob and Jimmy though?
Love it.
Love that.
Yeah,
I
Love
love
it
that.
so much.
Yes.
yeah.
I'm here for it.
I immediately went to Mimi in my head. I was like, I know Mimi happy.
Girl, I was on that. My boyfriend looking at me like, I know you happy. Just go ahead. That's how I'm kicking and screaming. I don't care. I
Got a
was
question
love
though. Okay, so apparently my future baby daddy Zilla is coming. They waiting for him to finish his parole, right?
He made the last payment. We keep talking. He made his last payment.
it.
That's what I told people. I was like, he made his last payment. They was like, but sometimes you still have that waiting period. Even though you made the payment, you still be on it.
I
So
understand.
apparently they waiting for him to get off parole so he can travel. So do you, and I'm most likely he will side with Jacob, but do you think, what's his, how y'all pronounce Hikaleo? Is that how you
Yes,
say it?
he
Yeah.
Do
can.
you think he'll be with
Hell yeah.
Jacob or you think he'll be with Solo?
I'm not gonna
Because
lie. I
he's
hope he's with
there.
Solo.
I'm 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 thinking solo because I feel like if when Tama and Tonga come back, he's gonna align wherever they align. I feel like all of them would still be with solo. But it could be wrong because they could all come back and be like, we don't like not one of y'all. We just gonna
We're going to go our own way.
we gonna go our own way. We don't need to do this no more. It's like I
I feel like,
understand, we distant cousins or something. We gonna figure this out later. But like, you know what? I'm tired of y'all. It's like it's us.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Hmm.
I feel like Tonga Loa would probably stay with Solo, but Tama Tonga is definitely like a Jacob homie. I feel like Tama would go with Jacob.
He, I,
I think,
I
I
mean, he was kind of the one to calm him down at
Mhm.
Hmm.
one point. So yeah,
I do miss the yeah.
I
I
do.
Yeah,
miss it. I
I
miss it
miss
so
all of it. Yeah. And now that we're on TikTok again, I just want to reintroduce everybody to Adriana. If you do not follow her, please, she has a TikTok and Instagram. I'm going to put all the information on my page. She has, we're going to go into it now if you don't mind. She has a GoFundMe, and we're here to support and encourage everybody to check that out and definitely take a moment to help her on her journey through her surgery. Um, let's see. Okay, so off of that, Adriana, what can we do to support you, to find you, to for your merch? What can we do to help Adriana today?
I guess just spread the word. Just your good vibes and your support is um means everything to me. I know, like, especially with the GoFundMe, not everybody's in like the same financial situation. Not everybody's in the best financial situation. But for those that give and even those that share, that means so much to me. And even just sending me like positive vibes and prayers, that means the world. I felt when I got the news, um, it was like my whole world just like went, like it just stopped spinning for a second. And even though it's something that is not like cancer, it's the whole thing where it's I had the option to have children, now I don't. So it was a lot. You think that you're healthy until you find out that you're not. Um, but it's so appreciated.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely hard. I think my mom, um, she she definitely she definitely still something like I can tell she still kind of is dealing with that. So the reason I also want to reach out because this touched me personally. Um, my mom, she's now almost 80, but when she adopted me, she was 38. And she adopted me because she had a hysterectomy and she couldn't have any more kids. And it's kind of like, well, dang, like you know, this is the best mom in the world, and I kind of feel bad, like, hey, like she can have me naturally, but in the same breath, this has literally been the biggest blessing between the two of us. So I do wish you the best. Like I actually do. Just please don't. If you do choose to have children, just know like, you, please, I encourage adoption or any type of, because there's someone out there that needs it. I love my mom so much, and I was like, this definitely resonated with me. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was adopted too. I was in and out of foster care since I was 2. And the people that adopted me were my first foster family. My adopted mom, she never had kids. My dad, not my biological, my adopted dad did, but they wanted nothing to do with us. But um, every time people see me and my adopted mom together, they're like, "Oh, is that the one that gave birth to you? Like, are you sure like that's your dad's daughter?" I'm like, "No, those are my adopted parents." And I think that people that are foster parents and that are willing to open up their hearts to adopt a child are the best kind of people. They
Mhm.
to and I actually saw like somebody post on Facebook. She's like, it's traumatic being a foster parent because you have to let those children go. And but she's like they found their forever home. But yeah, I was thinking about that. I was talking to my mom about maybe adopting. I would love to because I do love children. I work in pediatrics, so
Oh,
giving
cool.
all the love that
Yeah.
they deserve is amazing.
Yeah. And she called me last night. And she was like, "You watching SmackDown?" I said, "Mom, every Friday it's the same time."
You already know what I'm doing.
It's the same time. I said, like, it's the same time. 'Cause I guess she got me mixed up. Like she's trying, and like I guess thought I was watching Dynamite the other night, and like, nah, wrong show, wrong show. And it's crazy because it's been the same show since like age 7. Maybe SmackDown came out when no, SmackDown premiered when I was 9. But we've been in this for a minute.
You should
Like
know.
lock in.
Right.
she,
Like she trying. She trying.
she trying. We got
It's so
Dynamite.
bad now. Everybody know on Mondays and Fridays you can't bother pay between 8 and 11. If you got any questions, you need to ask by 7:50 and ask them after 11.
What? I shut my
Yeah.
whole afternoon down. I'm off work. Don't.
Mhm.
Just don't. Okay. I'm
Mhm.
trying to detach from work and everything else is just pure violence. I don't call me.
I
Don't
mean,
call me at all.
I still picked up because like I mean it was Jay Uso, so I knew I had a good 20 minutes to talk. I was like, okay, Mom. I said he's still coming out. I got you. What is it? Like,
Got some time to kill. Just go.
right.
20 minutes to talk.
My mom, she before when I wanted to do like the wrestling thing, because like when I found my biological family and then just doing like the wrestling thing, being brought into it, she was like, I don't know how you can do all that, and she was really against that. But now she like when she saw that it was something that I was passionate about. That's when she kind of got behind it. She's like, I just won't come to any more shows because I can't see people beating up on each other.
Okay.
She'll make sure that I'm good afterwards. Like if I got hurt, she'll be like, "All right, what you need? Like you need tea? You need me to run you a bath? Yeah,
Yeah.
like you need to eat." Yeah, she's a great person.
Okay. Now, do you already have anything planned in the future, or are you just kind of putting everything on pause right now, Adriana?
I'm finishing up my bookings for the month of July. And then after that I'm gonna be out for like a little bit.
Okay.
Uh,
Where's your next show? Just so we can put that out there for you.
it's in Waldorf, Maryland. It's at Assault Wrestling Alliance.
Okay. Oh, so you're in the DC area. You'll be in the
Yeah.
DC area. Okay. Cool. Shit. Um, I'm gonna actually try to go. I've been trying to get to DC because that's where my family stays. They stay in Landover, so that's not too far from Waldorf. And we will not have a show next Saturday, everybody. I will be going to Ashe in Charlotte, so we will have a show next Monday. It'll be next Monday at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central. So I will post that again on my page too, but we will not have a show next Saturday or next Wednesday. We'll have one Monday and then we'll resume again next Saturday after Night of the Champion. Okay, and I just want to wrap this up. Mimi, where can we find you?
Well, so y'all, well, I will say y'all know, but some may not. So I go
Right,
by
right.
Music Junkie, and that's why I put it underneath here, so I wouldn't have to keep spelling it because it's a little funky. But I have a Music Junkie page. Like I have my website, my blog site. I'm not as active on there, but if y'all feel like reading, there's stuff on there. But it's the same at I'm on Instagram, YouTube, plus TikTok, and I'm trying to be more active on all of those. So y'all come follow me, come chat, hang out.
Okay. Hey, where can we find you?
Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok and Instagram. My TikTok is at Payday. My personal Instagram is at Payday. My wrestling Instagram is the Turnbuckle Bunny. It's still under progress, trying to build it back up. But y'all can find me on there. And as always, talk to me. I talk back.
Okay. And last but not least, Adriana, where can we find you?
Everywhere. Like you can find my YouTube, Big Daddy Adri with 3 eyes. My TikTok is Big Daddy Adri with 3 eyes as well, and my Instagram is Big Daddy Adri with 2 eyes.
Hold on, Kayla's here at the. Hold on. Let me
Yeah, I
see
think
what
she
happened
she
to.
popped back in.
No one told me. Hold on. I'm sorry, Kayla.
Come back, Kayla.
Oh,
You're right.
Baby, come back.
um,
You can blame it. Oh.
Is she? Here she is. Okay, okay.
I was gonna tell us what she did. There she go.
Hey, can y'all see me?
Yes.
Let me see.
Okay. I don't know what happened to my browser. Everything shut down. I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay. This has been an episode. Shoot, I've been trying to get us on camera.
Okay. Yeah, technology is not our friend today.
Right, right. We gonna work it out though. Yeah. But I'm gonna put all of Adriana's information in the comment. Definitely check out her GoFundMe. Definitely support, show out. And then we'll definitely see everybody next Monday. Please remember, show some love to everybody on the panel. Take a moment to support each other. Just because when we come together, shit changes, and I think people forget that way too often. Yeah, when we come together, shit actually changes. So just remember that, and that's also another thing. Our shade news change. So I'm hype as hell for next Saturday. Y'all ain't gonna hear me shut up.
good. We want to hear all of it. You know that.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. But with all that being said, thank you so much for coming, everybody, and I hope y'all have a great weekend.
Bye.
Later, y'all.
Bye. See y'all later.